Let her rip, tater chip.
Perfect.
All right, 2024 scouting season is here. The ladies joining me today. We're actually not going to do too much. There's an area that I haven't scouted back here that I have a feeling Tiny frequents. I've just never actually had boots on the ground back there. So that's the plan today, is grab a camera on the way back there that's been up for forever. It's a cell camera that I just didn't get much on. Actually, halfway through the season, the thing was upside down, so I didn't get shit for pictures. Yeah, get in here real quick. Hopefully find something cool. Find an area to set up on. Last year when we scouted back here, the area that I want to get to, we tried getting to, but the water was just way too deep. So I'm excited to see what's back there. All right, 1 out of 1 for camera so far. Actually ran into a cell camera not too far from my camera, so not the only one that knows. We're gonna check out this first pocket of bedding. I found this last year, but it was during the summertime, so I never went into the bedding. So we're gonna walk into it now and see if I can see any buck. Oh, I can see a big old rub already. That's a good one. Hip high, the main part of it is hip high. So it's an older deer, mature deer anyway. But there's that one. This is rubbed up right here as well. Now this is essentially just a little circle of bedding surrounded by cattails and just swamp. So where we just were standing, if you pan back there, babe, you can see there's a little rub down there. See it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that's where we were just standing. There's a nice trail that leads right out to where that other rub was that was about hip high. Now standing in here, you can see this spot right here. It's completely matted down while the rest of the stuff is standing up, other than the trails that they're using to mill in here. So you can tell he's laying right here. Probably coming in through this transition. He could probably come in on either side, but laying here, he has the ability to look out this way and see out there, and look out that way and see out there. You can see this big old bed here he's been laying in. You can tell he's been laying here a lot. I really wanted to dig apart this area just because it just looks like it would be prime for buck bedding. On one side, you've just got this huge pond, bunch of cattails, marsh, and on the other side, you've got this nice, perfect straight transition because of the dike. And then this bedding kind of makes like this little horseshoe, and it's real thick in here. And we got in here probably like 10 yards. Nice big old buck dump right there. And then if you just pan through all of this right here, you can see all these individual pockets in here. If they weren't bedding in here, the grass would all be standing up and all be the same height. You can tell where they're pushing all of this down from milling around in here and moving around during the day. They feel safe in here. Look how much stuff you're covered by. During the early season all the way into November, this is gonna carry leaves to a point. But even when it doesn't carry leaves, if you're standing out there looking into here, you're not going to see a buck just laying here, but he's going to see you. So this is perfect. We're going to keep on milling around. It looks like another like couple of yards up, there's a nice bed with a bunch of shit in it. Another bed here. You got poop. You can see where they're just tucked in right here. Still in that first pocket of bedding. I found the main trail that runs in here, which would be west to east. And then we were just on the trail that ran north to south. And it's coming from that egg through the cattails into here. This is the trail. Comes right through here. And it tucks back into this thick stuff. So we're gonna follow that and see where it goes. Looks like another really nice bed too. So we're also getting to the edge of this bedding. Probably another like 10 yards out there is the edge of this, but here's a rub here. It looks like the trail system comes from the outside into here, which is why that rub's gonna be here. He's just marking where he's coming in. Nice bed right here. You can see this clear as day. Something's just laying down right here. There's no poop in it, no hair that I can see anyway. But again, the grass wouldn't look like that if something's not laying here. It would just be all bushed up like this stuff. All right, so we eventually made it over that dike. Crossed onto this little peninsula. There was zero sign on that peninsula, so then we walked across this little body of water that was only like shin deep. Now that we're on the second peninsula, There is a beaten trail, absolutely hammered. So we're gonna continue to follow that, see if we can't find any buck sign. I do see a couple flagging tapes though. They look a little bit older, but that still lets me know that people are getting back here. But if we can determine when to be back here, hopefully we can capitalize on that. The bedding that we first found, that was on that horseshoe, is right in front of us right now. So if they're crossing where that is to right here, they're probably hitting that, coming through this way, walking right down here. Something's coming in and tucking in here. All right, so I am on the very tip of this second little island peninsula in this big blowdown. It's not even a blowdown, it's just a bunch of swamp trees and shit. But you can see this huge area here is all matted down. Again, it would not be matted down like this if something's not in here pushing this all down. It's real wet in here right now, but early season, even into October, November, this is going to be dry. All this water is going to be really receded down. And I know from experience, to my left here, which would be my south, there's bedding on the other side of this dike. And if anything pushes them across that little dike, they would come through here, and you can see this main trail out here of them coming into this big thick area. And something's just coming right off, hanging out in here. The second peninsula that we're on is a little weird. There's actually a peninsula on one end and then on the other end of it. So we're gonna go down to this end, check out all these blowdowns back here. Look at this little pocket. Bed right inside of it. Definitely gonna get this marked. All right, still milling around in this bedding area. Following this trail. Some more deer poop. I mean, they're gonna feel comfortable bedding anywhere in here. It's thick all throughout the season. We're in February now, and you can still see that they'd feel comfortable hiding in here. Been following this river edge of all the bedding. Found another one tucked into this little hole. Perfect. They're gonna walk this edge of the water when they've got a wind that's blowing through the woods into the water, just so they can smell the woods as they try to find a place to bed. So that's why we're finding all these beds here. I haven't found a buck bed though. I mean, a buck could bed in any of these, but I'm looking for one that's laying down sign like he's trying to claim this area. That's a good track. Oh, here we go. First scrape back here. Nice. You can tell this is an old scrape right here. And they're working this tree. You can see where the buck came up and snapped this right off. Okay, now we have found an area where I'm gonna start kind of picking this apart. Maybe looking for a tree. Definitely try to find some more scrapes if we can, but this is nice. And the reason why there's a scrape right here is because there's this main trail we've been following comes down, kicks off to the right and goes into that pocket, and then also comes this way and stays here. That's why this would be right here. This thing is just shredded up, man. Bunch of poop in here. It doesn't look like buck poop, but... Alright, definitely found the spot that we have been looking for all day. We just found a rub, probably about 15 yards back that way, that was absolutely shredded. Worked this edge down. So what it seems like is going on is all the trails and everything are following this edge of the water, and every now and then we'll find little pockets like this, and there's just bedding in here. You can see right here if you zoom in on that. That thing is shredded. So still gonna scout this whole area out back here before we're finished, but on the way back I have to find the tree that I want to set up in, get it marked. This is awesome.